This is Never Down, Never Out with T.R. Matson. This podcast is about discipline when motivation fades, resilience when things get hard, and showing up when quitting would be easier. No hype, no shortcuts, just the mindset required to build something real. One day at a time. Let's get into it. Morning. Back with you today, well into week 2 of this, and just want to, again, I know I maybe one day I'll stop starting these by saying thank you, but I hope not, actually. I'm humbled by the support, everybody reaching out, saying that it's helping them and things like that. That truly means the world to me. So we've talked about it in the past, how time is so precious, and the fact that you're willing to give your time to listen to me ramble about different topics means the world, and I hope that it continues to help people and doesn't come across as just some guy chatting or talking at you in platitudes and things like that. So yeah, week 2, and we're into it. Episode 9. It's crazy. Tomorrow will be double digits. Look at us, right? So figured this morning, had a good night's sleep, woke up, had a good healthy breakfast, got my cup of coffee, and about to go work out, but I figure I'll sit down, let's chat for 20 minutes about today's topic, and then we can all get on with our day and hopefully do great things. So what are we talking about today? This is a fun one. I like this one. The topic today is doing hard things on purpose. Now, as a father of young children, this is something that I constantly have to reiterate to them, especially my son, 7 years old, because nobody at that age really wants to do hard stuff, right? Excuse me. Maybe I shouldn't record these so early and clear my throat here. But it's an important lesson to learn, and I wish I had learned it earlier in my life. As a child, I feel like I avoided the hard work, especially in high school, and I really feel bad for my parents, who I'm sure it was like pulling teeth to try to get me to do schoolwork and things like that. And then, even into college, until I really had my sights set on becoming a pilot, I didn't have a whole lot of desire to do the hard stuff. I think there was a turning point at some point in college where I was never a runner, but I took a running class and I hated it. And then I took it again, and I think I ended up taking it almost every semester until I graduated. So I think that might have been a turning point, and I didn't even realize it. But why is it so important in today's day and age to do the hard things on purpose? I believe, and I'm going to paraphrase here, there was a quote by Mike Tyson where he said, "Do the things you don't want to do, but do them like you love them," or something to that matter. And I love that, because it really does speak to how we grow as individuals, right? So anybody can do the easy thing. Anybody can go work out when they're feeling good. It's hard to go work out when you don't feel good, and that's most days, right? I think it's funny. I've had people message me, or I've flown with people that have listened to me on this or other podcasts, and they mention, like, you just seem so down to earth in real life. And I'm like, well, I hope I'm coming across as down to earth on this as well, and on the podcast I do, because I'm never trying to be something I'm not, right? We all have hard days. I don't wake up in my comfortable bed with the alarm clock going off, or likely before the alarm clock goes off, and think to myself, like, let's go. The number of days where that happens is very few and far between. Most days, I wake up and the first thought is, oh, here we go. And I've got to move. I have to get myself moving. If I reach over and grab my phone, if I if I close my eyes for another second, I'm going to derail my day right off the bat. So that's the ultimate hard thing for me, is just getting out of bed. And it always has been. That alarm clock's blaring and your pillow's soft. It's pretty easy which one do you want to choose. But you get up and you get moving, and you start building. We've talked about it before. Start building those wins, stacking those wins, and just getting out of bed sometimes is stacking a win. So, but one of the things that I've learned later in life that I wish I knew earlier in life, and hopefully I could pass this down to my children and hopefully the listeners as well, is that it's important to do the hard things on purpose. Because that's truly, it does two things. It defines us as human beings, number one. It defines you as somebody that can be relied on, a hard worker, somebody that your bosses and peers will want to be around. You're the old, you become a go-getter. But also, it calluses your mind. I like to think of my mind, my brain, as no different than, the palms of my hands, right? So if we're lifting weights and you have very soft hands, they're going to get torn up pretty easily, right? Pick up that first barbell and I mean, it's going to hurt. Heavy dumbbells, it's going to hurt. And it takes time to callus your hands to where hot weather, cold weather, heavyweight, lightweight, high rep, low rep, it doesn't matter. I can grab a dumbbell or a barbell now and my hands are fine. They're calloused. I think of my mind the same way. And the only way to callous your mind, in my opinion, is to put it in situations that make it uncomfortable and to do things that you don't want to do. Doing those hard things. So one of the things where this really came to focus with me was a few years back. It's probably more than a few now. It's easy to forget how fast time is, right? And we all lived through 2020 and all that, and it seems like time compression. So maybe it's more than a few years now. But we bought a rowing machine, a Concept 2 rower. Now, I've never rowed before. It wasn't a sport I did. And I got on it, and my wife, for those that know her, is, she's a CrossFit level 3. She's a certified strength and conditioning specialist. She's all of these things. So while she will beat herself up, fitness comes a little bit more naturally to her than it does to me. And so we get this rower because it's going to be good. And okay, I get on it, and I absolutely hate it. I hate it on a level that I cannot honestly describe to you today. My butt hurt, my hands hurt, my cardiovascular was trash. It was miserable. And it wasn't like any other cardio activity I'd done to where at least you go somewhere with it, right? You hop on a bike, you go somewhere, you go for a run, you go somewhere, you see different. Here I am sitting in my garage in the same 3 square foot area, just going back and forth on this stupid rower. And I hated it. Hate it. It was miserable. My mind was just racing. And then I did it again. And again. And again. And every time, I still hated it. But my hands hurt a little less. My chest burned a little less. My heart rate went down a little bit. I started to lose weight. My joints felt better. All these things started happening in the background, but I was still just as miserable in the moment. Well, I'm like, okay, music isn't doing it for me. I need to think of something else that I can distract myself. So I actually turned to YouTube, and I was like, let's watch, a segment of a video or a movie or something, just to get my mind off of it, and then just sit there and just go through this. And I kept doing it on a regular basis. Anybody who's following me on Instagram used to see me post, the rows that I was doing. And I kept going and and it became a part of my daily routine or not necessarily daily, but my workout regimen. And fast forward to, 6-12 months, I went to go get my flight physical. And, you know, very candid conversations with the flight doc. Obviously, our health is a huge factor, being pilots, airline pilots, etc. There's a lot at stake. And he's like, "You're looking good. What have you been doing?" I was like, "All the same stuff, doc. You know, I'm still trying to eat right, but struggle with it. I'm still trying to lift heavy, you know, but I'm feeling the age a little bit, but I'm pushing it." I go, "I have started rowing," and his face lit up. Now this guy was a Navy doc. He's been an aeromed for forever, and his face lit up, and he goes, "Great, keep doing it." And I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "I wish more people would row." He said, it's such a great, it works your whole body. It's great for your cardiovascular. It's non-impact. It's all these things. He listed it off as a clinical doctor. And I go, dang it. All right. Right. Because now I was hoping that he would give me an excuse. Right. I was hoping that he would give me that lifeline to be like, "Nah, it's fine. You can go for a walk or run. It's the same." But he didn't. He reinforced the benefits of it. And I'm like, dang it. All right. Went home and went back to the rower. And now, years later, it is just part of my workout. But here's what I've learned from it. Do I like rowing more today than I did on that first day? Nope. I still hate it. In fact, it's one of the things I hate the most when it comes to exercise. So why do I keep doing it? Let's take all of the health benefits aside. Let's take all that aside. Just push it off the table. Because there's other ways. Let's be honest. I don't need to be an elite athlete to fly airplanes around. I just need to be healthy, right? There's other ways to be healthy. So why do I do it? Why have I stuck with it over these, years and years and hundreds of thousands, if not, millions of meters on this rowing machine where I never leave the physical spot that I'm in my garage? I just leave a puddle of sweat. I've stuck with it because of the benefits that rowing has given me far exceed my time in the gym and far exceed the physical health benefits. Rowing has taught me how to control my mind. When I look at my workout and I see that it's going to be a long row, and I'm talking, for me, a lot, everybody's different, right? There's elite rowers out there that may read this or listen to this and be like, "Those are some lightweight numbers. You got to bump those up, son." No. But if I go out there and it's a 10,000 meter row or a 20,000 meter row, or it's a shorter row, but it's intervals, right? Sprints. Here we go. It's not the physical exertion. It's the fact that I know now I control my mind to be able to sit on that rower, block out everything else, and go and achieve my goal. I know I can, because I've proven it to myself. I have logs upon logs upon logs of all these workouts I've done. I've stacked all those wins. I've controlled my mind. Do I like it more? No. I still hate it. I still physically hate it. Like my hands, they don't hurt as much. My chest doesn't hurt as much. My back and legs are not as worn out. But I don't ever go sit on the rower and go, "You know what's really cool about my workout today? I get to sit here for 20 to 60 minutes and not move past this area while I pull back and forth on this chain." No, that's not exciting to me. But I've calloused my mind to do the hard thing that I don't like to do, like I like to do it. That benefits me all day long. I knock out a row in the morning after lifting weights. I'm good for the day, right? Kids are being stressful, worried about some financials, work's got me down. Piece of cake, man. Let's go. Let's roll through these things. I got things to do because I've already accomplished it. I stacked a win against the one thing I hate the most doing every day. So let's go. I love my kids. I love figuring out, remember, I was a business major. I love figuring out math and things like that when it comes to finances and how we can make things work and how I can maximize my time and all that. I like flying people around. I genuinely do. So I can conquer all of these things and they seem easy to me because the thing that I hated the most, I beat. And that is why it is so critical. If you want to succeed at life, it doesn't matter what you are trying to do. It does not matter what your goal is. Figure out what the hard things are and do them on purpose every day. Figure out what your nemesis is. And I've used a workout analogy, but this can be applied to anything. Figure out what that nemesis is and do it every day. And eventually you will callous your mind, just like you do your hands, just like you do your feet. And you will get stronger, and you'll become more resilient, and you will have a better chance of reaching your goals. Because we've spoken in the past about how life tries to derail us constantly. Constantly. Every minute of the day, there's something coming at you. The older you get, the more responsibilities you have, the more is coming at you. So there's always something that's trying to derail you from staying on your goal. But if you can do the hard things on purpose, all of these little things don't feel like anything, and you just go through it, right? Think of it as an NFL analogy, right? The running back who has to get through the line. All these big-bodied individuals that just want to crush him. But he powers through that, and now there's just a few defensive backs. Now it's easy, right? If you never get through the line, you can't get to the easy. So figure out what your hard things are. Write them down today. What are the things that you, when you wake up in the morning, absolutely loathe? What are the things that you are just not looking forward to doing? Put them at the top of the list. Let's get them done. Get them done quick, get them done well, and push them aside and move on with your day. Do that again tomorrow. Do that again the next day. Continue to do that, and you will callous your brain to go, these aren't even hard anymore. These are just things I have to do, period. You won't even think about them. I don't think about rowing anymore. I don't. When it pops up in my workout, I go, let's get it done. Giddy up. I got things to do, right? So if I could take something that I hate that much, I loathe that much, I literally just spent hours of time stressing and thinking about how much I don't want to do it. And I could turn it into something that's nothing. You could do that with anything in life. So make that list of things today that you absolutely hate, that you just, every morning can't stand that this is on my docket for the day. And knock it out. Do it well. Put it aside. Move on with your day. Rinse and repeat tomorrow. Rinse and repeat the next day. Watch yourself in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, a year from now. You won't even think about those things. And that's the goal here. You've calloused your mind. But then the secondary benefit of this is now all these things that are coming at you that you weren't prepared for, because let's be honest, that's life. All of these things coming at you, the hard things become easier. And when the hard things become easier, success becomes closer. I'm going to say that again. When the hard things become easier, success becomes closer. I know you can do it. You've stuck with me thus far on this podcast, right? You're eager, right? We've washed out the people that are the quick, I'm looking for motivation, because they know this isn't about motivation. This is now about the discipline. We've talked about that. You're still here. You're still listening. There's some fire in you that wants to be ignited. There's some dream that came to you that wants to be brought to life. This is how we start. Thank you for your time, your most valuable asset. Thank you for all of the support. I know there's big things coming for you. I know it. I could feel it in my heart. We'll talk soon. If this episode helped you, don't just listen, apply it. Progress is built in what you do after the message ends. Remember, never down, never out. I'll see you tomorrow.